What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. MLB. Detroit Tigers versus Boston Red Sox. The Tigers have a 53% chance to win, and the Red Sox have a 47% chance to win. This is at Boston. For pitchers, Paddock for Tigers has an ERA of 5.27, WHIP of 1.25, and the Red Sox have not decided on pitcher at the time of recording this. So with bad pitching for Paddock and really no pitcher for the Red Sox, I can't really say who has the pitch advantage. So I think home field advantage will be the big thing here. So I think the Red Sox will beat the Tigers tomorrow. Texas Rangers versus Cleveland Guardians. The Rangers have a 50.3% chance to win. The Guardians have a 49.7% chance to win. This is at Cleveland for pitchers. Corbin for the Rangers has an ERA of 4.34, WHIP of 1.35. And Allen for the Guardians has an ERA of 4.14, WHIP of 1.39. So there's not really any good pitching for either team. Not a significant difference here. So I think home field advantage will be the big thing here. So I think the Guardians will beat the Rangers tomorrow. Cincinnati Reds versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Reds have a 32.6% chance to win, and the Brewers have a 67.4% chance to win. This is at Milwaukee. For pitchers, a Singer for the Reds has an ERA of 3.95 and WHIP of 1.23. And Peralta for the Brewers has an ERA of 2.68 and WHIP of 1.07. So good pitching for both teams, but a definite advantage for the Brewers. So with home field advantage and pitching advantage, I think the Brewers will beat the Reds tomorrow. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Seattle Mariners. The Dodgers have a 53.5% chance to win. The Mariners have a 46.5% chance to win. This is at Seattle for pitchers. Kershaw for the Dodgers has an ERA of 3.52 and a WHIP of 1.23. And Miller for the Mariners has an ERA of 5.53 and a WHIP of 1.39. So with good pitching for Kershaw and freaking terrible pitching for Miller, I'd say it's a definite pitching advantage for the Dodgers. So despite the home field advantage that the Mariners have, I think with the pitching advantage, I think the Dodgers will beat the Mariners tomorrow. NFL. Minnesota Vikings versus Pittsburgh Steelers. The Vikings have a 57.5% chance to win, and the Steelers have a 42.1% chance to win. This game is in Dublin for whatever reason. So Steelers are the home team though. So yeah, and there's a whole thing about I guess the Rooney family traces some of its roots to Ireland. I think it's something to do with so it they has to do with like the so Dan Rooney, you know, who they obviously owned the Steelers, was the former ambassador of the U.S. ambassador to Ireland. So I guess that's why you know like why he I guess that they're playing because like oh yeah Steelers are connected to Ireland because he's a former I mean it's fine. Obviously, of course, he passed away like a little under around a decade ago. So yeah, so I this is gonna be interesting. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback for the Steelers. You know, 56 of 86, 586 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Then you have, with J.J. McCarthy out, you have Carson Wentz at quarterback for the Vikings. Yeah. And he's, 14 of 20, 173 yards, um, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So, like, Obviously, he hasn't played a lot, and of course, he has a history with not playing as well since that big injury when he was with the Eagles. So yeah, I mean, I with how good I mean, Ozzy Rogers is not what he used to be. I mean, father times kicked in, but I think he's still better than Wentz. So I think the Steelers will beat the Vikings tomorrow. Philadelphia Eagles versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Eagles have a 55.3% chance to win, and the Bucks have a 44.4% chance to win. This is at Tampa Bay. Um, so yeah, this could be interesting. Quarterbacks, you have Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, 55-77, 479 yards, 3 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, who's questionable, but if he assuming he plays, he's 61-99, 615 yards, 6 touchdowns. So yeah, this could be a good game. I mean, with it being at Tampa Bay, I guess you could say the Eagles are an upset alert, and the Bucks are like the best team in their division. Doesn't really say much, but like I think this could be a good game. You know, it's definitely going to be interesting. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the Eagles have one of the best supporting casts in the whole entire NFL. Like whatever people's opinions of Jalen Hurts is as a quarterback, he has a really good supporting cast, and that is going to play a role. Now, it's not like the Bucks are freaking terrible, no. So I think this could be a good game. I think with it being at Tampa Bay, I think the Buccaneers will beat the Eagles tomorrow. Indianapolis Colts versus Los Angeles Rams. The Colts have a 44.5% chance to win. The Rams have a 55.2% chance to win. This is at LA. So, yeah, this could be interesting. And, you have quarterbacks. You have Daniel Jones for the Colts, 63 of 88, 816 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford for the Rams, 63.95, 739 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like you have a younger like quarterback who's you know playing better than he did with the Giants. Gosh, he was awful with the Giants. I guess Daniel Jones is actually starting to play decently well. Of course, Stafford a little older. Injuries are kicking in, father time's kicking in, so like he's probably doesn't have long in the NFL, but he's still a good quarterback. So yeah, I think you know. So this could be like this could be a pretty good game. Like I like it. I like this game. I think this could be pretty good. I think with it being at LA, I think that's going to do a lot. And I think the Rams will beat the Colts tomorrow. Jacksonville Jaguars versus San Francisco 49ers. The Jags have a 37.5% chance to win, and the Niners have a 62.3% chance to win. This is at San Francisco. So, you have like two young quarterbacks who are not really amongst the best amongst this current group of quarterbacks. You have Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars, 63 of 113 for 671 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 receptions. Mac Jones, who's questionable, 53 of 80, 563 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 reception. So this could be a good game. Of course, you have Travis Etienne Jr., Christian McCaffrey, running back for each team. Which so you have good running games. So I think this could be a good one. I think it's gonna be probably low scoring. But with Kyle Shanahan coaching the 49ers offense, and with it being at San Francisco, I think the 49ers will beat the Jaguars tomorrow. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.